and welcome to another episode of the Marco Podcast.
Welcome back. Today I am talking with Ashley Holmes. Ashley is the CEO and founder of Holistic Fertility Coach Incorporated. She supports women struggling with infertility to heal their womb space to conceive with ease. She is passionate about using holistic practices to align mind, body, and spirit to optimize women's fertility. Let's welcome Ashley. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. Is there anything else that you would like to share before we get started?
I feel like my path chose me and it was my role to support others because of my own struggles. So I feel like sometimes you're just asked to step into that space.
You don't think of it, it just kind of happens for you. Well, Ashley, how long have you been an entrepreneur?
I've been an entrepreneur for 2 years now.
What made you decide to jump into the entrepreneurial field?
Really, it was during the pandemic and listening to my own experiences and knowing that I didn't want to just teach yoga and meditation anymore. I mean, all the studios and everything were closed and there was no spaces to really go to, but wanting to impact women on a deeper, more profound level, knowing that everything that I experienced truly helped me and transformed my life. And there isn't enough support available out there for all the women who are struggling. So I support women one-to-one and create customized programs to meet them where they're at because everybody's journey is unique. And I truly feel like they need to be met where they're at, supported where they're at, and move through this with some ease and less stress because infertility is stressful, but what are we doing with that stress? So really the program is designed to nourish themselves optimally, to include breath work and energy medicine so that they can really begin to heal from the inside out and to know their body on a deeper level and to tune in and tap into what is available to them that sometimes we don't even realize that we're not accessing.
And so I know that you said that you started this kind of from your own experiences. Once you came up with the idea and the thought process of creating a coaching like this, creating a business like this, how long from the time did it take you for the thought process until you were actually able to go out there and put your business out there?
It didn't take very long. It was like I got a hold of the lawyers immediately and I was just like, I need a contract. You know, I want them to feel safe and me to feel safe as well. And for there to be like no confusion, like there's no guarantees with anything, but this can transform your life. Even though I can't guarantee a baby at the end, you will be transformed and the whole process and how you feel during the process will be transformed. And so I started very quickly. And once I had that in place, it was like, put myself out there in all of the best ways possible. And, you know, I've been a co-author in books and I've done many podcasts and I'm now writing for Brains magazines, just putting myself and my work out there because so many women are struggling. And as you said, they're often struggling silently. And I know that myself because no one knew from the outside what I was going through the first time around.
Your program is kind of like a mind, body, and soul type of thing. It's not just healing one part of you, but working to heal all parts of you. Can you tell us, without giving away everything, can you tell us a little bit about what that looks like?
So it is mind, body, and spirit, and it's all pieces and aspects of that because that's what yoga truly is. And there is yoga, so I do yin yoga and restorative yoga and therapeutic yoga if needed. And those all are very healing for the nervous system to come out of fight or flight mode into rest and digest mode. And that's really where we want to be. And that's the sort of energy and vibration we want to be in to bring life into us, especially when there's so many things that you're doing and trying, and you're really bringing that yang dynamic and energy into everything. To embrace the opposite is really what is needed to find that inner balance and that inner harmony. And so there's yoga, there's the sister science of yoga, which is Ayurveda that I include. So I determine women's inborn constitution, how they really arrived here on this earth. And through that, we can food that nourishes them properly, breath work that is what they really need, and yoga poses to really bring them into that place of balance and alignment. And often that can feel far away when you're really in the trenches of trying to conceive. And I offer Reiki when they receive their periods. And if they wish, some of them wish to have it more frequently, they can have that as desired, really. It's really just getting to know and learn and incorporate and take those aspects and apply them to yourselves when you need them the most.
With your business being so unique, how do you go about finding clients, or what challenges have you run into with getting clients?
Really, it's a vulnerable topic, right? So it takes that relationship, it takes time to build that sort of bond and for people to feel comfortable, open up, because most people aren't just right off the hop like sign me up, there's many ways for us to get to know one another, for them to try many of my offerings, whether it's a yoga class or meditation or a Reiki session, before diving in and choosing to be a client. And it's fine to take your time. It's fine to, especially if these practices are new to you, to, try something and have that experience for yourself, to feel and embody that so that you can see the difference, because you will see and feel the difference when you start to apply these things to your life.
When you started this business, was this your first time starting a business, or had you tried doing a business before this?
No, this was my first step into entrepreneurship, and really, also at the same time, not having voiced anything that I had experienced previously. Everybody knew that I had twins, and then many years later had a miracle singleton, and no one sort of had put the pieces together of what that had really taken and what that had involved. And so really putting myself out there in that way as well was me being okay with being vulnerable and being open and being honest and being an advocate, because it's so needed out there. There is just not enough support no matter where you are in the world, and there are so many people that are struggling, and often struggling silently.
And so, what are some of the challenge that you faced on your 2-year journey so far of entrepreneurship?
Really, it has been me honoring what I know in my heart and my soul, and choosing that always, and listening to that intuition, because there are so many people in this space that say that your business has to look like this, that it has to be like this is a way to niche down and all of the things. And yet, every time I sort of took something on that wasn't in alignment and didn't feel quite right, you only learn by trial and error, but it's like, no, that's not the way that this is meant to be or feel, or how I want to put this out into the world, like being told you should do group programs and all these things, which I could do group programs, but I know I wouldn't be able to have the transformation and the results that I desire if I was just giving sort of blanket information, which is helpful for health and wellness, but getting to the root cause and sort of addressing people and meeting them where they're at so they feel seen and heard and valued for where they're at, even in those tough moments, is really, truly important.
How does one clear their mental space in order to be more productive?
I love meditation, and I truly feel like that really helps to bring clarity and focus into your life, especially the more you practice it, the more you embody and embrace it. And I used to leave that to the end of my day, and now I always start my day in that way and create that space and that intention and that energy that I want to bring into the day and move from that place. And that really is so much more productive for me personally than just trying to squeeze it in, or feeling like it should look like this or it has to be like this, and really giving myself the grace and space to allow it to be a practice, not perfection, and to truly just listen to myself day in and day out of what is it that you truly need in this moment, and to give myself that, because always that used to come from external, and when you can shift it to internal, it is so much more profound and impactful.
And when you did your guest form, you said that meditation doesn't take time, that it gives you time. And I know that you said you used to do it at the end of your day, but now you do it at the beginning of your day. How can one start, if they really want to get into meditation, if somebody wants to get into meditation, how do they start to incorporate that into their day? What are some things they can do to start that off and make it a habit?
I always stress that it's not, you don't have to clear your mind, you don't have to quiet your mind. It's really just that observation and witnessing of your thoughts and of just allowing them to pass without attaching to them. So, and if for someone who says like I've tried, I can't sit down, I can't, find that, you can do walking meditations. And for anyone who say has post-traumatic stress disorder, I always recommend yoga nidra because you can't do it wrong. Even if you fall asleep, your subconscious mind is still gaining the benefits that it needs during that practice. And so that's a great starting point for anyone who thinks I've tried everything, I can't stick to it, or it's not working for me.
How long do you do your meditation for in the morning?
It's always 10 minutes. It could be up to an hour, but it is really just dependent on me and the day. But I really shifted to waking up on purpose with purpose every single day instead of being pulled out of bed by mom every morning and feeling behind and feeling rushed and feeling like that stress before the day had even begun. And it's made me a better mom, wife, and entrepreneur versus the flip side of that.
Okay. And so would you say that 10 minutes is a good starting point for someone who's trying to get started in it? Maybe start with 5 minutes or 10 minutes and take it from there?
I think really, ideally, you want to give yourself 10 minutes because it takes a while to even sort of settle into it. And then it takes a while to sort of move from that state in place. And so 5 minutes is pretty quick. I mean, anytime you can take a conscious breath during the day, that is a mini meditation all in itself. But I think the longer that you can sort of give yourself that time and space to do it, the more benefits you're going to reap from it.
What's something that a person can do make a difference in their life today?
I recommend doing something for yourself daily for mind, body, and spirit, whether for your mind it's meditation, whether you are journaling and brain dumping daily, and for your body, like move your body in the way that you love to move your body. So many people go to the gym and hate going to the gym and force themselves through workouts and exercises that they're just dreading and they don't enjoy. And it's like, do something that you love and enjoy, and treat your body like the sacred vessel that it is. And that it's a completely different shift. It's always a pleasure. I just get on my mat every day, and it doesn't necessarily matter the poses that I do. It's more about just showing up for myself and giving that time for myself and knowing that I always feel better after I step off my mat versus when I stepped onto my mat. And, how do you feel connected to yourself daily? That's the spiritual aspect. And whether it's being in nature, I mean, it really is just getting to know and fine tune that for yourself and to give yourself that daily. And that's what keeps me healthy and well and lets me feel like my best self.
So I know you said that you work with your clients one on one. Do you have do you take up to a certain amount of clients per month, or is it just like, okay, this is what I have coming in? If I have 15 people that are interested this month, then I'm going to take all 15 people. And then how long do you work with your clients once they are a client?
It is set up so that I usually don't work with more than 5 women at a time. And so just to truly honor them and to give them the best of myself and for them, as I also do have 3 children at home. And so it's just finding that happy balance. And it is set up for 4 months. So, really taking those 4 months to prioritize your health and wellness, knowing that what you do now affects your egg quality 3 to 4 months from now. So, really focusing on that and prioritizing that. And then you can renew monthly if you choose, or you can choose to stop working with me if you're pregnant, or if you wish to be seen through your first trimester. As many people who have experienced several miscarriages, they often, have a lot of fear during that first trimester about whether or not they're going to be able to hold on to the baby. So it really is just on a per basis, unique individual need. And I just set it up that way so that their needs can be met in the way that honors them.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ashley. So before we go, do you have any advice or tips that you would want to give to someone who's thinking about starting a business, especially a business so unique as yours is?
I would say, and I absolutely did this myself, was to just follow your heart and follow your intuition. This just like landed in my mind, body, and spirit, and was like, I have to do this. It was just an inner knowing, and to trust that, even though you don't know what it looks like, or perhaps how to set it up initially, or all the pieces that go behind it. Like I wasn't aware of all the tech pieces and all of those things, but there's people that can help you along the way, and to really embrace finding the support where perhaps that isn't your strength, and know that that's someone else's strength, and to just find that community and tribe that helps lift you up on the days that perhaps you may want to throw in the towel or feel like things aren't working, because there's always going to be obstacles, and it's just having that inner resilience to move through it with as much ease and grace as possible.
Okay, awesome. And is there anything else that you would like to share about yourself or your story or your business?
I would love to share that a holistic approach is going to help you no matter what, because there are zero side effects, there are only positive benefits. And I struggled over a decade ago to have children, and I went to a fertility clinic, and I thought that was the only way, the only method that would work for me. And I did eventually have twins, but it wasn't a road I wanted to go down again. And so, knowing that very easily and naturally within a couple of months, that when I embodied and applied everything that I've talked about today, I conceived easily and naturally very quickly. So, anything is possible, and just opening your mind to what else is possible for me? What haven't I tried? And what would that look like? And what would that feel like? And is this something that I want to explore? Because it may not be mainstream, and it may not be what is typically our first go to, but maybe we need to unlearn, everything that we have sort of been conditioned that, nothing's wrong with you and you're not broken, and maybe take all of the power and control that you can about all the things that you can influence in your life, and really do all of those things first before you venture down that road of going to the clinic.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. And holistic treatments have been becoming more and more a little bit more mainstream and talked about a little more. So I think it's wonderful that you're out here and you're doing that and you're taking a holistic approach to fertility and that you're able to help women with that. So that is so wonderful. Well, Ashley, I thank you so much for being on the podcast today. I have enjoyed this conversation. And before we go, will you please tell my listeners where they can find you and connect with you?
The best place to find and connect with me is on Facebook through my Holistic Fertility Coach Facebook group. And that is open to anyone to arrive in, land in, and find a safe, sacred space to just be and take what you need along with you. And so, even if you are not struggling yourself personally, someone in your world is, because it is that prevalent. 1 in 6 is affecting all of us in a big way. So just sharing this with someone in your world that could use that support.
Okay, awesome. And I'll make sure to link your Facebook group into the show notes as well so that people can easily find you in there. So, well, thank you so much, Ashley, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Angel. It's been a pleasure.
Love it. Love listening to this podcast, trying to get more organized in my life and my household. I love the part about putting everything back in its right place. Thank you so much, Ray 081013.